What up, y'all? I'm back with another review, and I'm here to review this, well, debut concept album from New York producer TGDJ. Now, I found out about TGDJ through my man Zen Notley. He produced 2 tracks on Zen's debut mixtape, Golden, and he produced 1 track, at least one, on his second mixtape, Ascender, or Rad Beans. And I enjoyed the hell out of both of those projects. He had something to do with that. He produced World War III on Cinder, and he produced 717, I believe, on Golden. And there was another one. Mission Accomplished. He produced Mission Accomplished, and I love the hell out of that song, Mission Accomplished. World War III was a cool song. I want to say I was gonna feature that on the mixtape, but something happened. I scrapped that from it. But still, he's a notable producer, if you ask me, just by knowing what I've heard from him off from Zen. And I know he's worked with other artists, I believe, as well. And this is his debut concept album, The Color and Sound. Like I said, he's a producer from New York. And with this project, I'm going to read you the description on SoundCloud. It's a sonic painting portraying the highs and lows of relationships. And you get his concept album, debut concept album, The Color and Sound. Now, another thing about this project is that it's inspired by, well, the inspiration from this comes from Take Care by Drake, which I think is Drake's best album still. A Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy from Kanye, of course. Slum Village and Pete Rock and CL Smooth are the main ingredient, but Slum Village inspiration comes from Slum Village Fantastic Volume 2. Now, I can definitely see the Take Care. The Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, maybe I need to hear more of that. I've only heard that like 4 times. And I'm into Pete Rock and CL Smooth, but I've never really got into Slum Village. So if there is inspiration from that, I'm just not seeing it from that. Maybe that's where I'm getting all these different sounds from. But let's go ahead and get right into this review. And I love this album cover. I kind of knew what I was going to get, what the sound was going to sound like just from going off of Take Care of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and what I know about Pete Rock and CL Smooth. And just the album cover. See, I like album covers like this. It paints a picture in your head of what the album's going to sound like, and you kind of get a feel for what the feel of the project's gonna be. And this is, I'm not late reviewing this. This was released June 16th, I want to say. Sure, I could be wrong though. Yep, June 16, 2016. So let's go ahead right into this. 7 tracks long, but a bonus track as well. So I have the notes right here as usual. With track number 1, White or Alone, featuring Corey Gibson. This is a smooth, mellow, lavish type of beat. It's very wavy, riding type of music, so that appeals to me for the riding factor. And Corey is celebrating how free he feels from, I don't want to say he got out of a fucked up relationship. He just finally feels free. He can finally be himself again. Finally. He's not being shy, expressing that he keeps saying it, finally, I can be myself again. I'm just free. Track number 2, Gray, Hesitation, featuring 9-Sex. This is another spacey, wavy type of beat, and now he's spitting to a girl who he clearly has feelings for, hoping she'll see her worth the way he sees hers, but at the same time, he's not even sure if he needs her. And that's not that not needing somebody is like one of the concepts of this album, but misunderstanding or not being sure seems to be a common theme from some of the artists on it, but I'll get into that. Track number 3, Blue, Neglect, / Red, Romance, featuring HMTWN and Chief Lil. I can honestly say this is I've never heard a beat so chill and written so well by 2 different MCs. This song is about why did things have to pan out the way they did in a certain relationship, the way it did. And like the very, how can I put this? Like it seems like what brought the relationship to life is the very thing that killed the relationship at the same time. And well, that's just Blue though. With Red, it's more admitting fears and wants, and again, being not so sure of what you really want out of this. Maybe you're just young, but you still have wisdom because you're like, maybe when I'm older, I'll just be more mature and ready for this. And just knowing your flaws and not being afraid to admit them, like I said. And also, like I said, knowing age and maturity is an important factor in why maybe things are going the way that they are. and not necessarily knowing what you want. Track number 4, Violet, Enigma, featuring my man Zen Gnarly and Lucas. And my man Zen is spitting on this girl who he knew very well, who was very smart, young, intelligent, and aware, but something changed her. And he had a song like that on his second mixtape, Ascender. Something happened. This girl, I forget exactly how that song went, but she didn't know the fucking truth, and so she wasn't as appealing anymore. This girl seems to, knew like the truth, but something changed, and she wasn't as appealing to my man anymore. And Lucas is spitting on this girl who knows his flaws, and he's apologizing for, his apology being too long as far as the song goes, but it's deeper than that at the same time. Track number 5, Orange, Change, featuring Vern Sr. and Craig Till Infinity. Vern is on the first verse. Well, actually, no. Both of his verses, actually, on that smooth flow and that smooth voice over this cloudy beat about changing the condition of the relationship before it's too late. But then eventually it seems like it was like, not failed to begin with, but it's already too late at the same time. And Craig comes in with the smooth melodies on the hook, but he also comes in with his own verse. But with the first part of his verse, it seems like he's just talking to the girl. And then you get into where it seems like he's thinking about the girl and rhyming from that perspective, which reminds me of Drake. I said that about Drake on his Views album. And, on Views, but for a while I've noticed about Drake, sometimes I don't know if he's rapping to a guy or to a girl or specifically his mom or talking about or to his dad or just he's just thinking. He's just rapping his thoughts, which is unique. From 1 minute it sounds like he's rapping to somebody, then it seems like he turns his back or points to somebody else and he's rapping to them. That's kind of what I'm getting from this dude Craig, which is unique. You got to give guys who can do something like that the props, because not too many guys can do that. They just sound like they're saying not the same thing, but they're saying what they're saying to the same person throughout the whole verse. Now with this guy. Track number 6, Black, Alone Again, featuring RC and James Diotic. This song seems like something you'd have a music video to, kind of like Dizzy Wright's Plotting from his Wisdom and Good Vibes EP. Like, you just have the girl, you're riding in the car with the girl, and she's in the passenger side, of course, while you're riding out. You're spitting to her while you're talking to her. You just she's looking at you or you're looking at her, but at the same time you have to be focused because you're on this journey, but you don't know exactly where you're gonna go. It's kind of what I'm getting from this song right here. You just ride, and I could see that with James's verse too. You just flip over, and you just ride into this beat, talking to the girl, but you still have to be focused because she's the main priority. It's just a weird, not a weird track, but it's a unique feel I get from the beat. I can picture something going on, and what I picture is that you're just riding out to it with the girl on the passenger side, and you're spitting to her exactly what you're feeling, hoping things might change. But with the track, you're just alone again, so things obviously did not work out. And track number 7, in credits, featuring Wolfie. This is definitely an outro track, I can say that. Wolfie is really thanking his ex. He doesn't seem to be really missing her like that. He even said that. He's really actually thanking her for the wisdom, how he taught her to live in the moment. I mean, she taught him how to live in the moment. And he thanks her for the temporary season fling that they had, because that's all it was. And so I think he said sometimes I might even come back to it because it was their way to escape the stress of life. It was one of the deeper tracks on here, but not as much being said with a rhythm behind it. But still a unique track. Actually, one of my favorite tracks on here. And to be honest, Orange and Black, one of my favorite tracks on here as well. Those kind of set the tone for the second half of this project. And I like the second half of this project more, to be honest with you. It was just more upbeat and more action going on when you got into Orange and then went into the next couple tracks. But that's not to say other tracks weren't good as well. White was actually one of my favorite tracks on here as well. And of course, with this end credits, you get the credits, of course. And TGDJ is just thanking everybody who was a part of this project. Some who were just featured, some who were just mixing. And that's pretty much it for this track. And we're going to go ahead and, of course, get into the bonus track, Silk, featuring James Diotic again. This might be my favorite track on here. A very head-bobbing, cloudy, boom-babby MC type shit with some real jazz appeal on this beat. and it's definitely for the summer. And it even said, James was like, "This is what y'all want to write something for the summer. Well, this is what you're gonna get." And he's on his big pun. Like, this is more of a big pun, but a chill big pun as far as flow goes. I fuck with that heavy. And one thing I wrote in my notes about this project is I touched on the not being necessarily knowing aware of what you want out of a relationship, which I said I would speak on again. I'm glad I got that out the way. But one thing I did want to speak on is the metaphors, the clever wordplay, the lyrical dope ability from every MC on this project. They're not doing too much. A lot of people are just real rapidy, like Royce the 5'9", and I appreciate that. But some people they're just rapping, not necessarily too much, but it seems like they're trying too hard, and like kind of like Royce does, Lupe Fiasco sometimes. These guys are just that's just how they rap. It seems like they're not doing too much. They're not trying to be an MC in your face. They're just MCing, and they're not doing too little. They're also letting you know like this isn't just some shit we threw together. This actually took time, so I can appreciate that, and I can appreciate this project being what it is. And overall, I have to say this is a solid project. I have to give this a 78 out of 100, a solid C grade. And if you've heard this project, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. I'll leave the link to it so you can check out this project. Also, I'll leave all the links to my man TGDJ, his Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, his Bandcamp, his YouTube, everything. And like I said, if you've heard this project, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. What you think about my review on it. Be sure to hit the like button, share the video, subscribe if you're new. Like I said, get in my man TGDJ. All his links will be in the description as well as mine, like with every video. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all next time.